Have you ever felt like someone discarded you? Like you were something that could be left behind without a second thought? That person who once seemed so sure that you weren't enough, or that they had something better to pursue, is now realizing what they lost. And they will come back. They will come back with words loaded with regret, maybe even tears in their eyes, wanting a second chance. They will want to prove that this time is different. But before anything else, I want you to think. Close your eyes and ask yourself, why did this person leave? What left you in their hands with doubts, with wounds? Was it just a momentary mistake, or was it a conscious choice by someone who thought they could live without you? Because now suddenly, everything has changed for them. Now you are what they can't get out of their head. But things aren't that simple, because life went on for you, or at least it should have. And even with all the pain, you rebuilt yourself somehow. You had to get up on your own, without support, without explanations, just with the strength you found within yourself. And now you have a choice to make. They will say what you always wanted to hear. They will promise, plead, maybe even beg. But is this what you want, or better yet, is this person still what you need? This is the most important question here. Not about their regret, but about what you have become since they left. And if you accept, let it be because you believe in it. Because you are clear that you are not sacrificing your peace, your dignity, what you have built. But if you decide to say no, let it be with firmness, because now the one who decides is you, not them. So, the simple question that remains is, what do you really want? Now, let's look at this with complete honesty. This person is coming back because they want something. It could be relief from their own regret, or it could be the guilt that's consuming them. But the point is, this is about them. And I'm not saying that what they feel doesn't matter, but I want you to think about yourself first. Because for a long time maybe you have put their feelings above your own. And where has that led you? To being here, carrying the consequences of decisions that were not yours. You cannot ignore the impact this has had on your life. The nights you spent wondering what went wrong, the conversations you replayed in your head, trying to find answers for what was never explained. This burden is not easy to carry, and no one should expect you to simply discard it just because suddenly they decided they want to come back. And there's more. Why do they want to come back now? Is it because they realized you're special, unique, irreplaceable? Or is it because they encountered something out there that wasn't as good as they thought? This person who is asking to re-enter your life, are they looking at you with eyes that recognize your value? Or are they coming back because they lost something and now see you as the solution to fill that void? You need to be realistic. Love is not just about regret. It's not about someone missing you. It's about respect, about actions, choices. Pretty words are easy to say, especially when someone is in a position of weakness. But what matters now is not what they say. It's what they are willing to do. And more importantly, what you are willing to accept. Let's be clear. You are not a second option. You are not anyone's plan B. You are someone who deserves to be with someone who chooses you without hesitation, without doubts, without reservations. Someone who stands by your side in both good and bad times, without disappearing when things get tough or when something better seems to appear on the horizon. And yes, she may have learned something. She may have changed. But you don't have to open the door just because she knocked. You get to decide who enters your life and under what conditions. Don't let her regret become your responsibility. If you choose to give her another chance, let it be because you want to, because you believe there's something real there, something that can be built, and not because you feel pressured by the weight of her emotions. Now think about this. What do you want for your life from now on? Not what you wanted when she left, but what you want now, with everything you know, with everything you've learned. Does this person still fit into your life? Or does she belong to the past, where things were left unfinished but from where they don't need to come out? If you say yes, do it with the certainty that you are not betraying yourself, that you are not ignoring what happened, you are not minimizing the pain you felt. But if you say no, do it with the same strength, without resentment, without hatred, just with the clarity of someone who knows that some people come and go, and not all of them need to come back. In the end, the decision is yours. Not hers, not mine, yours, and that is the most important thing here. You have that power now. and how you use it is what really matters. Now let's delve deeper into this. Think about what's at stake. It's not just about allowing or denying someone's return. This is about you, about what you have built since that person left. Because even though it was difficult, and it was, there's no denying it, you kept going. You learned to walk on your own, to find strength where before there was only emptiness. And now that strength cannot be ignored. They may come back with tears, with promises, with words that sound like everything you always wanted to hear. And maybe, for a moment, this stirs something in you. After all, we are human, and there is still a part of you that remembers the good times. But don't let that nostalgia blind you. Don't let the desire to relive what was good make you forget what was painful, because those pains matter. They shaped who you are today. You need to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself what has changed. Has this person changed? Or are they simply coming back because they realized that you were a safe harbor, something they didn't value at the right time? And you? Have you changed? Does the version of you that exists now still align with who they are? Or have you transformed so much that this story no longer makes sense? Let's talk about the power that you have. And yes, it is a power. For the first time, you are not in a position of waiting, of dependence. You are not at the mercy of someone else's decisions. Now you decide. You choose what comes into your life, what stays, what leaves. And this is no small thing. It's the chance to put your happiness, your peace above all else, all. If this person truly regrets, they will understand that forgiveness or reconciliation are not automatic things. They need to be deserved. And you have the right to set conditions, to want proof, to demand whatever is necessary to feel that this is not just a cycle repeating itself. But here's the question. Do you want to go through this again? Do you want to take the risk? Or is it time to turn the page and trust that something greater, more genuine is waiting for you? And look, this is not about revenge, nor about holding grudges. It's not about making someone suffer the way you suffered. It's about respecting yourself, about not accepting less than you deserve no matter who is asking, about realizing that your worth has never depended on being chosen by someone else. Because you are enough, you always have been, even if it took time to see that. That person who is now knocking on your door, who says they realized their mistake, do they really understand what it means to be with you? Are they ready for the commitment, for the responsibility of treating you as you deserve? Because if they are not, the answer is simple. They have no place in your life. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to choose yourself. That doesn't make you cold. It doesn't make you cruel. It makes you someone who knows what they want, what they need, and who is not afraid to protect that. And if you decide to say yes, let it be with open eyes, with a protected heart. Let it be because you see something real, not because you got carried away by the emotion of the moment. I want you to imagine this scene now, that person in front of you, vulnerable, asking to come back. They might seem sincere, and maybe they are. But what matters here is not just their regret, but what it means to you, what it does to you, because that's what you need to prioritize. Your peace, your happiness, your life. And you know what's most important? Remembering that regardless of your choice, you will be okay. Because you've already been through the worst, you have already survived what seemed impossible. So now, no matter what happens, you know you can keep going, that you can move forward with or without them. What do you want to do with this now? It's up to you to decide. This decision you have in your hands now, as difficult as it may seem, is a reflection of who you have become. Before, perhaps you felt that everything depended on someone else, validation, affection, presence, but now it is different. You have already faced the shadows that came after she left, and even though it was painful, you rose up. This is the foundation of your strength today. It's the point where you are, a place of choice, of control, of authority over your own life. Now let's delve into what this return means, because make no mistake, someone who is begging for a second chance does not do so without reason. Something happened. Maybe she encountered a void that she only realized now. Maybe she met other people, other situations, and by comparison, saw in you what she previously ignored. But here is the essential point. This is not about what she discovered. It's about what you have built since she left. You need to reflect. What is the real reason she wants to come back? Is it genuine remorse? Does she really see now what you always wanted to show? Or is it fear? The fear of losing the security you provided? The fear of facing life without the comfort you represented? Because often, the request to return is not about love, but about need. And you are not here to be the solution to a problem you didn't create. Let's talk about you for a moment. About what you have experienced since this person left. Remember the pain, the confusion, the emptiness? Remember how it seemed impossible to move forward. But you did. Each step, no matter how small, was an achievement. Every day you faced alone was a victory. And now you are here, with the chance to decide whether you want to reopen a chapter or start a new book. And yes, it can be tempting to reopen, because after all, there are memories, there are feelings, there is a history. But what you need to ask yourself is, are those memories enough to make up for what was broken? What does this story still have to offer? Because forgiving, starting over, isn't just about saying, it's okay. It's about being willing to rebuild. And rebuilding takes time, it takes trust, it takes truth. Are you sure that this person is willing to do that? And more importantly, are you? If your answer is yes, I want you to go with clarity. To set the limits, to make it clear what you accept and what you no longer accept. Because opening the door does not mean forgetting what happened. It means giving a chance to something new, but with awareness, with strength. And if your answer is no, I want you to believe this. It's okay to move on. It's not weakness. It's not selfishness. It's self-love. Think about what you want for the future, not for her, for you. Do you want a love that needs to beg to be accepted, or do you want something that comes naturally, that chooses you without doubts? Do you want to carry the weight of trying to make something work again? Or do you want the lightness of knowing that you deserve something that doesn't require constant effort to exist? Because at the end of the day, the answer is not in her, it's in you. They can say whatever they want, they can promise, swear, insist. But the truth is that words are easy. What matters are actions, and those actions need to be consistent, need to be real, need to show more than a momentary desire. And you have the right to demand that, to expect that, to not accept less than you deserve. If you accept this return, let it be because you believe in it, because you see something worth building. Not out of pity, not out of fear of being alone, not because you want to relive something that may already be lost. And if you decide to move forward, let it be with the certainty that you are choosing yourself, that you are opting for your peace, your happiness, your future. And now think with me. Close your eyes, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do you feel at this moment? Not what they feel, not what they want, but what you feel. Because in the end, that's what matters. Your feeling, your truth. You are in control now and no one can take that away from you. Now the decision is yours. It doesn't matter what this person says, how much they beg or what they promise. What matters is how you feel, what you want for your life going forward. Think about everything you've built, about who you've become. Value that, because you deserve the kind of love and connection that strengthens you, that respects you, that honors you in every detail. If you decide to open the door, do so with the clarity of someone who knows what they're worth. Don't accept less than you deserve, but if you choose to move forward, do so with your head held high, with the certainty that something even greater and more beautiful awaits you. And now I want to hear from you. What would you do if someone came back begging for a second chance? Would you give a new opportunity or move forward? Share your opinion here in the comments. I really want to know how you see this situation. If this message resonated with you, if it made you think, if it touched something inside, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. This way you help me continue bringing reflections like this that speak directly to you, without filters, without beating around the bush. Don't forget to activate the bell to not miss any new content. I am here for us to continue this conversation, always with an open heart. Now it's your turn. Comment, subscribe, and let's discover together what life still has to offer.